What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Blunders Rating Climb. For this episode, I have a special guest. Clay Walker, the country music star, is with me today. He's going to be playing the first 10 moves, and then I'm going to be taking over. I'm not going to tell you what his rating is. Let me know in the comments. How do you think he did? What do you think his rating is? And we're going to see what kind of positions I get from Clay making the first 10 moves. So having said that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Clay, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And are you ready?
Oh, Nelson, it's great to be with you. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have some fun.
All right, let's do it. First game, we are going to get, all right, we got black. All right, D4, what are you going to do, Clay?
Queen's Pawn.
Up two?
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Let's go with our light squared knight. Bring him out.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's bring out our other knight.
Okay, right here?
Yeah.
All right.
Our king's pawn, just one space out. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, he's hitting that pawn, attacking it twice. It's defended. No, queen. Wow. Okay, let's bring out our dark squared bishop and hit his knight. I mean, hit his bishop.
So right here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let's bring out our bishop right here, our light squared bishop.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we can castle either way. Ooh. Was that a blunder? Let's take his yeah.
Okay.
And then let's take our bishop to the center there, to that open square. I'm sorry, not our bishop, our knight to the.
This one?
Yes, yes.
You want to go here?
Yes. Attack
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're on move 8. So you've got 2 more moves.
Okay. Okay, let's take his light squared bishop with our knight.
Okay.
Okay, and then the castle short.
All right. So that's 10 moves. Okay, very good. So I'm going to just go back quickly and talk about it, and then I'll continue the game from there. So, yeah, first of all, great. You're fighting for the center, developing a piece. This is an interesting attack that he went for, attacking this pawn. And you found the only real solution, which was blocking with the bishop here. So that was good. The other approach would be sometimes if you expect this is happening, you can delay bringing this knight out and maybe push the pawn there to keep the knight from coming in is another option.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what you did was actually just fine. This is totally fine. The mistake was blocking with the bishop here because now our queen can no longer support that. And this is a little bit annoying because we can't castle. But I think you found a good solution. Knight e4 was great to kind of get the bishop to leave. And then we were able to trade it off and then get castled. So yeah, really nice. I think this is a great position. Not, nothing to worry about really significantly here. Even the pawn that we're missing is actually a nice open file. So yeah, good job on the first part.
Okay.
So he goes bishop d3. Okay. So when I'm looking at this position, I'm trying to see if there are any weaknesses. I see this, and I could attack that. But that's a pretty easy threat for him to deal with. He can probably just castle and defend it. Also, I'd be leaving my bishop undefended here at that point. This bishop looks very bad to me. So if I could figure out a way to get this into the game, I would be very happy. The knight is kind of annoying, so I'm thinking about f6 to make it leave. And then maybe, yeah, I think I'm going to play f6. So I'm going to take his strong knight and kick it out of the center. And if he decides to take me, then I've gotten rid of my bad bishop. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I think white should probably not take this bishop because it's not really a great bishop. And the knight is, yeah, so he goes back. I think that's smart. All right, so now I'm thinking, can I get this bishop to trade for this? So maybe queen check followed by bishop b5, or queen b6 followed by bishop b5. Trade off my bad bishop for his good bishop, I think would be a smart thing to do. So I'm going to go actually queen b6. Lining up on the pawn, I expect white's going to deal with that somehow. Maybe b3, yeah, okay. So the first move that comes to my mind is bishop to b5. There's also something, and maybe I'll ask you this question. Do you know when he plays b3, there's a weakness on the board that I notice? Do you know which square in particular?
I think it's the knight jumps to that open square.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because you can no longer play like c3 with support of the pawn. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm also thinking about moving my queen to put him in check, because that's not an easy threat to deal with. You no longer can play c3. He might bring his knight here, but then I could still jump in with my knight, and that's looking pretty good. So yeah, I think I am going to do that and probably cause white some problems here. So yeah, whenever pawns move forward, you always have to ask the question, what squares did they leave behind? And he makes a huge blunder. You see it, right, Clay?
You get his queen now.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, he didn't respond the right way. He should have blocked with the knight. And now we're just going to get the queen with the fork.
And then he quits. No, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
That kind of blunder makes you want to vomit.
Yeah. All right, so he's going to play on. So since I'm ahead now, trading is good. Yep. And I wanted to trade this bishop anyway, so I'll force the trade with the pin. And my queen's very active. My rooks are not doing anything, so I'm probably going to be looking to bring a rook into the game. So let me go with this one.
Okay, why did you bring that one instead of?
Yeah, because I was thinking of maybe pushing here to activate this guy on this file.
Okay.
That's why. If I was going to push here, I would have done the other one. And I think I will go with that plan of going here now.
See, I would have checked him there, and then when he brought his other pawn up, I would have moved over to attack the rook.
Yeah, and that's probably what I'm going to do now, is go with the check. I could have done it earlier, but yeah, this is fine. Okay, he goes there. So rooks are most effective when the position is open, when there's files that they can move across. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm going to do is play b5 to clear the way. Either I'm going to take and open up a file, or maybe he's going to take and allow me to go here. But somehow I'm opening up the file so that my rook can come in. Yeah, and I'm not even going to bother taking that back. I'm just going to continue getting this rook into the game.
So does he have to take right there? Seems like he...
Yeah, if he doesn't, I'll probably just push, and then he has to worry about another queen. And so most likely he will take. Okay, he doesn't. Yeah, wow. And so I think I could also take here, but I could also grab this with check. But I think the most powerful thing is to just push, because I have a rook behind a passed pawn. That's generally where you want the rook to be. And now I have this constant threat of getting a new queen. And so he's going to have to keep one of his major pieces guarding that the whole time for the rest of the game, essentially. So okay, I'm going to push it again. Yep, and so there we go. He can't take because it's defended, so I'll just kind of leave that. And I'm looking at the weak pawns. I see two options. They both look good. I think this one is more powerful because I get a pin and I have more pressure on the knight. Yep. And so you'll notice basically all his pieces are tied up now. He can't move the rook because it's defending the knight. You can't move the knight because it's pinned. You can't move the king away because you lose your knight. And then you can't move this guy because I get a queen. So essentially they're all just stuck. And usually when you're in a position like this, there's going to be some tactic that can kind of finish off the game. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Yeah, and I think I even already see it. It's probably going to be queen c3, lining up on the rook in the corner. And my idea is that then I will take this knight, forcing him to take me back, but then he's no longer defending his rook, and then my queen jumps in and takes the rook.
Man, I tell you what, I'd hate to meet you on the real battlefield. It's so interesting to see the way your brain thinks as opposed to the way my brain,
Right. Well, and even you take two evenly matched people, and they have different ideas about what they want to accomplish when they play a game. It's pretty fascinating. Okay, so yeah, and he didn't really have any way to stop it. He's not really playing bad moves. At this point, it's basically over. So I'm going to go with that tactic that I mentioned, forcing his rook to come out here.
Yeah.
Then I take this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not super concerned because my rook can very easily stop that. So I'll just slide my queen over one. I want to support this, and I also want to keep it defended when my rook has to leave, right? Because I didn't want to lose that pawn. So now I go here to capture this.
He should take your pawn right there, but
yeah,
I'm saying it's over anyway.
But it's over anyway. But that would at least slow it down a little bit. Yep, and he does. And so we'll just clean up. We'll just clean up these pawns, and then we can start looking for checkmates.
Right here, are you going to try to checkmate him with just your two pieces, or are you going to try to promote?
I think this is plenty. I think to checkmate a queen and a rook are very powerful. So I'm just going to come around behind, and it shouldn't be very difficult.
There you go. Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about stalemate because he's got plenty of moves, that he can play with his pawns. So, okay, so let's see. Do we see a checkmate? Well, there's check. And then, I do see a mate in two. And so I'll go here. He only has two options. And then my queen here is going to be checkmate regardless. So you've seen this pattern before, right? When the queen is attacking the king and it's like a knight move away from these other pawns. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay, so it's a special checkmate pattern. I forget the name of it. There's a special name, but it's always going to be checkmate. When your queen is defended by something, it's diagonal to the king, and there's these squares that are a knight move away are taken away. Yeah, because of the way the queen works, you can see how it covers all the squares.
Absolutely.
So I just noticed that right away, and that's a quick way to see a checkmate in a situation like that.
And I notice I miss checkmate so many times. I mean, I'll get to it eventually, but I get this fixation on how I want to checkmate someone, and I miss the early checkmate.
Yeah. There's a book that I read as a kid. It's 1,001 Brilliant Ways to Checkmate, and it's tactics puzzles, but they're all revolving around checkmating the king. So it's very helpful because it really trains your brain to pick up on all the different ways that your pieces could checkmate a king. And then you recognize them in situations like that.
I'm going to get that book.
Yeah. It's an old book, but it's really good. I liked it.
I only need 10 of the 1,001.
Yeah. Yeah. So 86. We had good accuracy. You didn't fall much behind in the opening. Just a little at that pawn that we lost, but other than that, it was great. Okay. For this next game, how about I start with 5 moves, and then I'll pass it off to you at that point to play 10 more.
Absolutely.
All right. That'll be a little bit more challenging because you'll be more in the middle game, but I think it'll be interesting. So let's go ahead. New game here. All right. So I'm going to start with e4, and I'm just going to focus on trying to get control of the center. So I'll bring out my knight to attack the pawn. Okay. And I know what you play. I'm thinking if I should do that or something different. I'll play a Scotch game here, and maybe I'll try to turn it into a gambit. I believe this is called the Goring Gambit. Yeah, the Goring Gambit, where we give up a second pawn to get our knights out quickly. And we'll see if black is going to take it or not. They do. Okay. So I will recapture, or I could even go for a Danish Gambit where we give up. That might be really interesting to see how you handle
do it. I'm Danish anyway.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. We're going to give up another pawn to get all our pieces out.
Now, I've never seen this board before. I just got to tell you that right now. I have never seen this board before.
All right. Well, it's your turn to take over. So that was my 5 moves. So,
I'm assuming we're going to take it.
all right.
Oh my gosh. See, I'm thinking get castled as fast as possible now. Let me see. Is there any danger of castling? Yeah, I want to castle before he pins me or checks me.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Did he go? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he moved knight here. Yep.
Okay, let's defend it with our other knight. Let's bring our other knight out.
Okay, here or here?
Straight up. Yeah.
Right here. Okay.
C3. Yeah. He castles. Let's get our queen out of the way.
Okay.
Connect our rooks. I would say which square gives us more squares? Let's just go to the dark square.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I'm thinking it gives us more squares, available to us. Oh wow. Okay. He's pinned our queen here. Let's attack him with the pawn.
Right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's slide our queen to to a C2.
Okay.
Let's take back with the bishop.
Okay.
Take. Let's take back. Let's bring our knight up to let's bring our knight up
To which square?
no that square. Yes.
Here.
Yeah. Now we're attacking that pawn twice.
Mm-hmm.
Forking his king and rook. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a blunder. Golly, that's it. Okay, well, you wanted a blunder. You got one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
Got one more move. One more.
Okay, let's move our queen behind our bishop and line up on that pawn again.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Golly. Well, now you get to see why you get paid the big bucks. Golly.
So first thing I'll say is this is a very tricky opening. So don't feel bad. I'm going to go back and just talk about something though. So one of the benefits of this opening is that our bishops are immediately putting pressure on our opponent's position, right?
Oh.
And the very first move that they played was a blunder. They played bishop e7, and we could have come in here and taken this and got the rook. And so that was one thing. Now castling is a good move, but in this case I would have gone for the bishop g7.
I didn't look at the board long enough.
Yeah. No, this is a good move.
Yeah. Okay.
Queen d2. A lot of times in this position in particular, I like to push the pawn forward, chase the knight somewhere, and then come in with the queen, depending on where the knight goes. And so, like for example, it's not going to let me move. But if I would have pushed the pawn forward, chase the knight, then the queen can maybe come up somewhere to a good square and kind of keep attacking. Queen d2 is not bad, but you do have to kind of worry about this pin, as you saw, right? And then this was a little bit annoying for us. And then, here you just missed the queen. I think if we probably need to bring a rook in, I think this is going to be very powerful, because once we get a rook lined up on here, then we could go knight g5 because they can't take us, because we would be able to take with a checkmate, right? So I think rook e1.
My first thought was to trade rooks if you wanted.
Yeah.
rook out, and I kept thinking develop. I'm still at the baby stage, where I'm trying to get my pieces out.
Sure. And well, the thing about trading rooks here is that once the trade happens, we have an extra rook that's ready to come take control of the file, and black does not because theirs is still blocked. So that's why this trade is so much more beneficial than if their rook was able to just recapture, it wouldn't really mean anything, right?
Let's finish this one and play another one.
Yeah.
That's the way. I mean, if you make a blunder like I just made, you want to make.
All right, so d5. I'm going to take it. It's a free pawn. So it's defended. I'm going to go ahead and take it, set up the attack here on f7. I have to be careful. There could be a checkmate threat coming, but I'm noticing that my bishop is defending.
In this case, would you, like, if he doesn't bring his bishop, there you go. Would you move your rook over to keep it from getting pinned or no?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about it. Now, the downside now is that he is going to be able to bring his bishop out and defend. And we are down a piece, so I don't want to trade too much. So this is a tough situation. I think because of that, I may try to keep the pieces on the board. So I'm going to go here instead, only because we're down material. We're down 2 pawns and a piece, so I have to be careful. Okay, he puts his knight on the edge of the board. That's not a great square for his knight. So I'm going to look if there's a tactic. Check. Almost. His queen is just covering it, though. So I have a, yeah, it doesn't quite work. Wow, almost beautiful checkmate. Okay, since it doesn't work, what about queen here? Forking these guys. This is defended. Yeah, let's try that. Or queen c3 also is another way to do it. We'll go with queen b4. We'll put the pressure on his knight.
I like that.
And we are kind of tying up his queen a little bit to defend the rook as well. So, and our bishop's very good. So black has to be careful. Also, the rook might sneak down if he's not paying attention. And that would be checkmate.
Yes, I saw that.
So like we could even do something. No, we can't do that because when he takes with the bishop, the rook helps. But keeping an eye on those types of... Okay, now, exactly what I said. I can take this. He can't take me back because the game is just over. There's a back rank checkmate. So that was a big mistake. And now we're back in the game. So we'll take here. And I expect black will probably take back and fall for this. Yeah. Easy one to miss, right? Because the bishop was in the way. Now we've moved it out of the way, which means the rook can come down. And the typical back rank mate pattern.
Nelson, you're a genius. I mean, I'm just going to tell you that watching this, it's like the difference between a kindergartner and a professor. It's really neat.
Yeah. So there we go. He has to block, and then we just take it for the checkmate.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, I think we can do one more fast one. So let me just I'll skip the game review on this one, and we'll just jump right in. How does that sound?
You got it.
And let's do the same thing where I'll do the first 5 moves, and then you take over. Thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, we're black this time. Let's see what they're going to play. E4. Okay. Well, let's try. Let's play the elephant gambit. I know we've talked. Okay. So he doesn't give us the chance. I'm just going to develop a piece. I'm not going to overthink it. Just keep control of the center. B3. That's a weird move. It looks like he wants to go here, which is fine. Just not sure that's the best place for his bishop. I'm going to go here on the aggressive diagonal. Ooh, queen e2. Yeah, that's a strange move as well. So white's playing some very interesting things. We could attack it right away, but I don't want to attack too early. I want to make sure that I have enough support. So I'm going to just develop a few more pieces first. So let's go knight f6. Yeah, the thing is, if I go here, he can just go queen d3 and he defends. It seems too easy to deal with it. So I think instead I'll just castle. All right, that's 5 moves. So now I'm going to pass it over to you, and you tell me what to do now.
Let's get our bishop out. Let's just move that pawn 1. Yeah,
1. Okay.
I'm tempted to pin his queen with the light squared bishop, but I don't think we win a tempo because he just pushes the pawn up. He's already castled. Let's go ahead and get our light squared bishop out. Just get developed. Maybe there. Yeah, there you go.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think let's try to break open the center here with the pawn. Just push it up and attack that center pawn. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then you see here. Let's take it with the knight.
Okay.
Okay, take back with the bishop.
Bishop. Okay.
Now they're lined up on his rook.
Yep.
Okay, let's continue attacking with this. Move our knight up and attack his queen.
Okay.
He's going to take that pawn. No, he doesn't. Let's take with the pawn and open that file for the rook.
Okay.
Okay, let's attack his queen with the rook.
Okay.
And then my next move is, depending on what he plays, I'm thinking about bringing the queen up to the light square and then attack that rook in case he accidentally moves that, brings that knight out. No, we can't take it because it's defended by the bishop. Never mind. Let me think that over.
Okay.
Oh, it's our move. What was his?
Yeah, he moved his queen over. Yep.
Okay. Let's connect the rook. Let's go ahead and move the queen up one square. Yeah, to the light square. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's push our pawn up to keep him from busting our pawn shield too much.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was your 10 moves. So, yeah, I think you did a great job. Let me see. I think I pretty much agreed with almost everything. So D6, totally fine. I might have considered D5 right away here because I feel like I'm a little bit ahead in development, but D6 was okay too. Oops, he moved. So let me just go back quickly. And then here, when he played H4 and you played D5, that was fantastic. You remembered the principle that we talked about when they attack on the flank.
Yeah, exactly.
In the center. Absolutely. Yeah, that was great. That was great. And so, yeah, then the next couple of trades, I think, really benefited us. We attacked his rook. We attacked the queen. We got rid of his bishop, which was defending his king. So that's something I'm thinking about now. How can I take advantage of that? Rook E8 was a great move. We got control of all of these squares of the board, and it came with the tempo on his queen. That was great. Queen D7 is good. I think I would have gone to D6 only because I'm really eyeing these dark squares, and I want my queen to be able to support the dark squares. But other than that, fantastic. And then, yeah, this is fine. The other thing you could do is once he pushes, then you can push by and just leave it sit there. That's another way, but this was totally fine. Okay, so rook H4. So yeah, like I said, what's the weakest part of his position? It's definitely his king along these dark squares. We already got rid of his dark squared bishop. We have our dark squared bishop. So the first thing I'm going to do is how can I take advantage of that? And I really would love for my bishop to be right here because then I'm cutting across this way, and my queen could sneak in on the side for the checkmate.
So if I would have pushed the queen up another square, I could have attacked his queen with my bishop, kicked him out, and then moved
Exactly. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do now, and get ready to do that next. So we're going to go here, chase him away, and then sneak in here, and then go for a checkmate. That's the plan. Even if the only way he could control this square would be like with a knight on E2. But I already have a rook ready that I would be willing to sacrifice in a heartbeat just to get rid of that because my bishop and my queen are going to be So powerful. It's just checkmate.
That's interesting.
Yep. So I'm going to continue with the plan. Go here. I mean, I don't even think I need to go check because that doesn't really help me. I think this is what I need to do. Get the bishop here. And then the check comes with the checkmate.
Well, he's got a lot of problems with his queen right now.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that. Its queen is actually trapped. It looks like. No. Yeah, he has to do something like this to save his queen. So the reason I'm not going to take with the pawn, I'm going to take with the bishop, is because I want to leave this open for my queen to come in. So I think this is the way to go. Yeah. Now we are threatening this. Now, it's not checkmate immediately, but it's pretty close. We have to figure out how to get rid of the queen, which is defending the checkmate. The first thing that comes to mind would be pushing this pawn and taking here, because then the rook and the queen we would have a battery where we could simply checkmate like this.
Right.
That's a very quick plan. It only takes me 2 moves. Unless I see something more powerful, which I do not at the moment. Let's do it. And the nice thing about when you have your pieces in holes like this, they're not easily attacked. You can't really make me move easily. And so, yeah, he's trying to counterattack, but I think I'll just ignore that.
Yeah. See, I would be thinking right here of sacrificing the bishop. And maybe he takes with the pawn, and then I slide into that square upside the king and checkmate him.
Yeah. The only problem with your logic is you said maybe he takes with the pawn. If he takes with the queen.
Exactly.
Yeah. If he takes with the queen, you're right. If he takes with the pawn, I would do it. But if he takes with the queen, I just gave up my bishop and he's still controlling, and now he's forcing my queen away, which is not what I want. I don't want to have to move my queen back. So yeah, it's a good thought. It just doesn't quite work. So yeah, I think this doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, it's just a pawn. Even if he pushes or takes, it's not the end of the world. I don't see how he's going to checkmate me. And so because of that, I'm going to ignore it and just keep going. Because once I take this, it's over.
Oh, right?
Yeah. Then he can't do what we talked about. It's just going to be.
I can see that, but I think I saw you do a game where you're talking about it just takes the pawns too long to get down there. But I saw you're doing.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's one of those case by case, things. It depends, right? In this position, he didn't really have a strong attack, so we had time, and it just seemed like the best way. Even if he checks me here, I'm just going to sidestep, and I'll leave his pawn.
As I look at the board, I think to myself, he still has 2 minor pieces that are not developed.
Yeah.
And it's
yep. And so now it's over. Okay, yeah. If he takes this way, we already talked about it. It opens up this. I don't even need the rook here because we already have the bishop. But either way,
yeah. So you see, where's this person from? Like, are they really from there? Like when you look on there, are they in the States just playing under that flag?
I think you can choose when you create your account. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that, but I think you can choose. So I guess you could technically choose a different country. I'm not sure. Okay. It's a good question. I don't know. All right, man. We did it. We undefeated.
Yeah, you're undefeated. I can't believe.
I mean, that was great. I really liked D5 was the move of the game for me. Just recognizing that okay, he's going to attack me over here. A lot of people I think would panic and start, okay, I gotta defend. I gotta do something over. No, you had the absolute best reaction, strike in the center. Because when you do that, they have to react to the center. It takes away the effect of the attack on the flank, and that was great. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, I learned that from you, obviously.
Yep. And then I liked what you said here. You said I'm going to take with the pawn to open up for the rook. To you were thinking ahead of how am I going to over the next couple of moves get even more pieces into the attack, which is great, right? And so yeah, I like that as well. So really set me up for success in this game. And then yeah, Queen D6 we already talked about the dark squares. Another bonus tip for those of you guys watching at home: if you fianchetto your bishop like this on the side, you don't want to trade it unless it's the last resort, right? Because as soon as you trade that bishop off, your king is extremely weak, and that's exactly what we saw at the end of the game. It was those dark squared weaknesses that ultimately cost white the game. So
I never fiend kettle my bishop, and is that something you like to do? I mean, I know I've seen Magnus do it a bunch.
Yeah, I don't do it a lot because it's a more of a positional type of approach generally. It doesn't really fit with a lot of my crazy gambits and attack real early. It's more of a positional style. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very good setup. You just have to understand some key things, like don't trade it for a knight. That's very dangerous if you trade that bishop for a knight, things like that. So it's just a matter of personal preference. I wouldn't say it's right or wrong. It's just what do you prefer?
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you, Clay, for being here. This was fun. Almost up to 800. Maybe I'll have to have you come back and do this again when we're a little higher and see if we can still win.
I'd love to do it. You just tell me that. I mean, like I'm bitten by the bug now. I'd love to do it. You just let me know, brother.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.